Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Courtney. In today's video, I'm going to show you a couple of ways that you can cut up your t-shirts. I live in t-shirts and jeans, but I find that I don't like just a regular t-shirt. And you can spend a lot of money getting deconstructed t-shirts, but I prefer to do it myself. Just a regular t-shirt, this is size large. I'm going to do something similar to what I did to this Basquiat t-shirt. I'm going to show you a couple different ways that you can cut up your t-shirts to create different looks. So if you like what please watch all the way through to the end and you can see different types of styles that I do with t-shirts. So let's get started. So the first thing that you want to do is, I don't use any specific scissors, just scissors that aren't going to make your life harder. These are pretty good scissors. I got them from a knife set. So these are just my kitchen scissors. So you want to lay your t-shirt out on a flat surface. And it's always easier to take away a little bit at a time, just cutting off the sleeves. So I give myself like about an inch and cut straight up. Try not to cut your cat in the process. Thank you. Great. Okay. Try to not make it too jagged because that doesn't look great. Thank you. It's basically just straight down. You're going to do that on the other side. So start there and just follow up the seam. This is going to give you a boxier look. So that's one way that you can start. If you stretch it, you won't have those jagged edges. Try to make it as less jagged as you can. So this is with it just cut following the natural seam of just cutting off the sleeves. So it's a little bit boxier, but it's going to keep your shoulders appearing to be a bit broader. So now I'm going to take a little bit more off. I find that's a little bit more flattering on my body shape. This is what I did with this t-shirt as well. Instead of following where the sleeve dictates, I'm going to cut it a little bit more like a tank so that it comes in a little bit more. Take your scissors and I'm going to cut maybe like 1.5 to 2 inches from the neckline. I'm going to follow the curve and meet it pretty much in the same area. You can always mark it with something, but I find it's fine if you can eyeball it. That's what I usually do. Though I have messed up a lot of t-shirts. So I'm going to pull it taut. And again, I don't want to make this larger, just here, if that makes sense. So you can see I took off quite a bit. So here's the neckline, and I cut off starting like 1 to 2 inches. So again, that 2 inches. What I like to do is I kind of pull that a little bit, and then you don't, like I said, those jagged lines will or jagged cuts will curl under. So this was a large t-shirt, so it does come down a little bit. If it's a smaller t-shirt, you won't have that much and it'll be a bit tighter, but I like it to be a little bit more loose. I like cozy things. See, now you can see more of the shoulders, and then that creates more of like a tank top look. You can also, if you find that this is a little bit too large for you, like you got a large t-shirt and you really like it, but it doesn't fit great on you, you can take a piece of the t-shirt that you cut off and tie it behind. And I'll show you how to do that, but then it'll form to your body a little bit better. And that's just by taking that little piece of t-shirt that you've already cut off and just tying it back. Now, if the t-shirt is still too large and you want to crop it a little bit, I will show you how to do that. Figure out how many inches. Always start a little bit lower because it is going to roll up, so you don't want it to be too short, or at least I don't. So I'll kind of eyeball it. You can get a tape measure, and you can either do it from the neckline, measure about the length. I'll do it, here's my belly button. I'll probably do it a couple inches lower, so that would be 19 inches on me. So when I take this off and I put it to cut it, I'll just put the tape measure down and cut straight across. This when your cat is around, because this will happen. I forget what I said, 18 or 19. So put that by the neckline. The neckline should look like this. It shouldn't be flush with the back of the neckline. Might be a little bit easier for you to see. But I said 18 or 19 inches, I think. We'll go with 18. So from the neckline to about 18 inches, try to flatten out your t-shirt best that you can. And then you're going to cut straight across. Cool, thanks. Here you go. Go play. Go play. So you can kind of use the end of the t-shirt too as a guide so that you can see if that's going straight. If you're not on a rug, that's probably easier too, because then you can just kind of glide across. Take that, you can always use this for something else, like a rag to clean with. So now, it's a little bit more tank top-like. It's a little bit looser. I did undo the back. Like I said, I like it to be a little bit looser, but if you did want to make it more form-fitting, you can, I'll show you how to do that. Just tie that with the remains of a t-shirt. Try to make it, you can cut it so that it's not this bulky, because if you wear something over it, you'll have like a bulge in the back. But just make it into a string. Pull it, and then that'll be nice and thin. Flatten out, or you can do this while it's on you. This is the back of the shirt. You're going to take that little piece that you cut, and you just make a little tie. Super simple. You can cut off the excess, you can flip it around so that you don't see the tie, cut off the excess. And then that's going to be a little bit more form-fitting. I'll show you some of the other t-shirts that I've done, because you can. This is one of my favorites. So this was a really large t-shirt of Keith Richards. I cut the sleeves off of it. It does hang pretty low, but then I wanted to distress it even further, so I just popped holes in it. And I just used different sizes. You can use a fork, you can use the scissor, you can use a knife, you can use sandpaper, but I did it all over. And then it just looks like a cool punk t-shirt. And I did it all over so it didn't look like I just poked holes in the bottom of it, but I'll show you what that looks like on. So I did make this one a little bit more like a tank, so more of that like 2-inch where I cut the sleeves, and then just poked a lot of holes in it. And you can wear this with jeans, you can wear it with a blazer. I also added a little bit of tears around the neckline. That way it looks a little bit more, you can just cut it, make like a little tear, and then you can rip it. And then that looks a little bit more like it happened naturally over time. I did the same with this vintage tee. Just adding like a couple of little holes to the neckline looks a little bit more like it naturally happened. This was a smaller size. This was a medium. I like this t-shirt because it's a little bit higher at the neckline too. This was a really large shirt that I got at DragCon, which I love because it has Trixie and Katya, two of my favorite queens. But this was like really, really big. So I wanted to make this into like a 60s A-line dress. So I just did the same thing, cut off the sleeves, kept the length. So it wasn't quite long enough, bought this a long time ago, for a dress, but I just paired it up with a little bit like some bike shorts and some white boots. There you have it. Hope this video was helpful. Let me know in the comments below how you did with your t-shirts, or if you'd like to see different types of deconstructed t-shirts from me. Let me know. And thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Thanks. Bye.